right? In the book of Daniel, there are 3 references to the class of watcher, Holy One. All right, the term is introduced by Nebuchadnezzar, who says he saw a watcher, a Holy One, come down from heaven. And Wikipedia is good to use for this, because if you go to the actual book, they only quote what it said in the book. All right, so this is a good way to like skim through what they said without having to read the whole thing. But you can go read the whole thing for yourself, like at your own leisure, because I'm not gonna sit here and read the whole motherfucking book of Enoch or the whole book of the Watchers. I'm gonna skim over it and get to what needs to be gotten to. You feel me? All right. In the book of Daniel, there were 3 references to the class of watchers and holy ones. All right. The term is introduced by Nebuchadnezzar, who says he saw a watcher, a holy one, come down from heaven. He describes how in his dream, the watcher says that Nebuchadnezzar will eat grass and be mad, and that his punishment is by the degree of the watchers that demand by the word of the holy ones. The living may know that the Most High rules in the kingdom of man. After hearing the king's dreams, Daniel considered for an hour and then responds. And because the king saw a watcher, a holy one, coming down from heaven and saying, chop down the tree and destroy it, but leave the slump of its roots in the earth, bound with a band of iron and bronze, and the tender grass of field, and let him be wet with the dew of heaven, and let his portion be with the beasts of the field till 7 periods of time pass over him. This is interpretation, O king. All right, so I'm not going to keep reading this whole thing, but this is basically them quoting what they said they saw. And I read some of it because I want you to notice that the watcher was given instructions, and the watcher came down from the heavens. Now we know that the heavens is the astral planes, okay? So we gonna find out who the watchers is though. All right, so let's see how many more times they show them. I keep thinking I'm on the iPad. I'm tripping. All right, check it out. They talk about the watchers 3 different times. In the books of Enoch, the first book of Enoch devotes much of its attention to the fall of the watchers. All right. So the first book of Enoch talks all about the fall of these fallen angels, these fallen gods that I always told you about, okay? Now, the second book of Enoch addresses the watchers themselves, who are in fifth heaven, where the fall took place. All right, so in the book of Enoch, they tell you the fall took place in 5th heaven. But in reality, you know what I'm saying, the fall took place right here on planet Kai. All right? The fall took place right here on planet Kai. That's where the war broke out at. All right, it happened during the construction of the planet. The planet was still under construction, still getting built up. We were still working on it. And then, that's when the fall took place. That's when the war broke out. All right? That's when all the confusion started. Now, the third book of Enoch gives attention to the unfallen watchers, okay? So, see, people talk about the watchers. These are the fallen, right? The watchers are the ones who came and fell. This is what they teach you in religion. But most people don't know about the unfallen watchers. In the third book of Enoch talks on that too. Okay, so the unfallen watchers would be us, the gods and goddesses who stay at their high vibration and didn't fall and didn't leave with Zeus. All right, so this would be our ancestors as well in the Anunnaki, especially the High Supreme Council back home. These are the people that are like your Galactic Confederation and your Lyrans and your Anunnaki goddesses, Anunnaki gods, and different light beings. These are those those entities, those forces, which is us. We the unfallen watchers. Okay, so the actual watchers were the fallen gods who left with Zeus. Okay, they left with Zeus. But let's look what it says about the book of Enoch. All right, it says in the book of Enoch, the watchers are angels dispatched to earth to watch over the humans. Peep the difference: angels and humans. We know who humans are now. So see, if back then you didn't know who humans was, so this could go right over your damn head. But we know who the humans are. See, that's why the book of Enoch, I fuck with it, because it really tell you more about the real war if you really know what's going on. The angels is us. We the angels. The humans, the Greeks were the first ones to be the scribes. They were writing down and scribing everything they saw us doing. They labeled us angels because some of us had wings. All right, and some of us still do. All right, but there was a certain sect of us that had wings. All right, so they labeled us angels. All right, and then others who didn't have wings still came down from what they called the heavens, the higher realms, and descended on the planet. So we were still considered angels to them because they couldn't understand it. So check game. In the book of Enoch, the watchers are angels dispatched. Keyword, dispatched. So when something is dispatched, that's what the military do. They dispatch units to certain locations. You got to understand this was strategic. When it says the angels are dispatched, don't jump over that word. They're showing you right there they were dispatched to earth to watch over the humans. Right. Okay, because the Moors were designed, we assigned the Moors to build the humans up, to reverse engineer everything Zeus did. And remember I told you, as the Moors started to reverse everything that Zeus did, okay, making these humans, taking all the hair away, taught them how to stand upright, walk, everything, right? The Watchers were these other angels, other gods, who were on the planet with us as well. All right? So when they saying came down from the heavens, angels as a whole represents the Anunnaki gods and goddesses right now. They're talking about us as a whole when they're saying angels, okay? But the Watchers were those of us who were on this planet. Because remember, the war took place right here on Kai. So the true Watchers was just those who were vibrating low. You know what I'm saying? Because they were vibrating high, right? But they still had bad intent. So what happened was, as the Moors started fixing the humans up, reverse engineering their genetics, they started to become attractive, the women specifically. So the angels, who are us, but this was just some of us, did the following. It's and angels dispatched to earth to watch over the humans. They did the following. They soon began to lust for human women, and at the prodding of their leader, that's a lie. That ain't their name. That ain't his name. All right. So I'm not even gonna say none of these names. They listen because they lying about these names. All these names they saying, all right, is coming from Latin words and fake forms of creation, all right, of energy. All right, but we're gonna just say the prodding of their leader, because we know the real leader is Zeus of the entire army, but they got somebody else's name right here. I had to throw you off. It's only one leader, they army. All right, but anyway, they soon began to lust for human women at the prodding of their leader. Now, we had sex, okay? Understand, we had sex of us. Sex. So, when they say their leader would be Satan, Zeus. Because Zeus was the one, Yakub, who initially went to create them. Remember that. When he created them, they turned on him. So by the time they come here to what they call the Earth, planet Kai, we here helping them. We got the Moors helping them. Now, you got these other gods coming onto the planet, right? And they get to seeing these white women. Okay, they was white women. And they were made in the image of our beautiful black goddesses. So they were still attractive even though they weren't goddesses. So they still wasn't supposed to have sex with them. They still was supposed to mate with them, right? But they did anyway. And these watchers is nothing more than Anunnaki gods and different ancestors passing down on this planet. Remember, I told you this planet was the last one being created. All right, this is the only planet where you can look. Planet Kai is the only planet where you can look in the sky and see the whole multiverse. All right, you know how we look up and we see all those stars? Those are not stars. That's the multiverse. You're looking at the entire multiverse. You can see every planet, every universe. Endless possibilities. That's what all that's about. All right, you got to understand that. So the humans said these angels was coming out the heavens. These was different ancestors and extraterrestrial beings, extraterrestrial races, as well as luminous beings, as well as, us Anunnaki gods lusting after these white women. They began to lust after them, and as opposed, they was there to instruct them, okay? But they started to lust after these human beings. The offspring of these unions are the Nephilim, savage giants who pillage the earth and endanger humanity. All right, so this gonna blow people's mind, right? When people think of the Nephilim, they actually thinking of giants, right? But we are the giants, okay? We are the giants. Remember that. We were originally 50 to 60 feet tall. Oh, you can grab the charger for me. We were originally 50 to 60 feet tall. All right. So if we were originally 50